Well, close to 380 SASSA beneficiaries still have to swap their old cards to the new gold cards. The deadline for beneficiaries to swap their cards is indeed today. The South African Social Security Agency, that SASSA, says they hoped beneficiaries will flock to their offices to meet the deadline, but not. The new cards were introduced early this year after the post office took over from Cash Paymaster Services. Let's chat now to our reporter out as well, Reginald Witbooi, talking to us about this. It seems that people aren't necessarily flocking to get this done. It is just around 380 or so. Is there traffic where you are, Reginald?
Good afternoon to you, Arabile. Well, this morning we went out, we came to town to the SASSA offices here. We went to Halishiwe, the SASSA offices there, and also to Platfontein. But it seems like people are not flocking, as you've rightfully mentioned. People are coming in the drips and drabs, and SASSA warned people to renew their cards because the contract between CPS and SASSA came to an end on the 30th of September, and now today, 14th December, is the deadline for people to swap the old Grinderot white cards for the new gold cards. But I don't know whether it's the festive season that's actually relaxing people, but the reality will kick them in January when they will get to the pay points and find out that they are not going to get funds, and then they need to head to the nearest SASSA office for them to get the new card and for them to get the funds. But I'm now joined by the SASSA spokesperson, Ino Kuno, here at the SASSA offices in Kimberley. A very good afternoon to you, Mrs. Kuno. Well, you actually, SASSA expected people to flock to your offices to renew or to swap the old cards for the new cards. You also went on campaigns, but how's the process being? Because over 14,000 people in the Northern Cape still need to swap those cards.
It is actually quite sad for us because we were hoping that by today, which is the 14th of December, we will have swapped those leftover 14,000, Reginald. But we were also expecting people to be flocking to our offices. We had made plans that they will come because it is D-date today. But people are not coming to come and swap their cards. So, yeah, here we are. The sad thing is that come January, when the social grants are supposed to be paid January in 2019, they will not get their SASSA. They will not get their SASSA grants, and then only we hope they will start flocking to the offices.
You say that people won't get their monies, but also they won't forfeit it. Just take us through that process. When they get to the pay points in January, what will then happen from there?
SASSA has taken a decision to auto-migrate all the beneficiaries that will not have swapped their cards by today, because today, as I said, it is the deadline date. If they have not card swapped by today, end of business today, SASSA will automatically auto-migrate them. That is, we will move them to the gold card. They will still have the opportunity to go and change and choose their method of payment, but the risk is that in come January, then they will not receive their January grants. The reason we are auto-migrating them is for them to go to the pay point, not get their money or their grant, then they will be forced to go to either SAPO or SASSA nearest office to go and actually retrieve their gold cards.
Just shortly, Mr. Kuno, you mentioned to me earlier on that one of the reasons the number is so high is because you maybe find that there are fraudulent cases. That's why people doesn't come forward. Just in 30 seconds, just give us details about that.
Yes. You will find that some of these people that are not coming forward are people that are holding the Easy Pay Everywhere card, and they have not come to SASSA to give SASSA what we call Annexure C. They need to sign the Annexure C form, which is the beneficiary giving SASSA permission to then pay their social grants into their either bank or method of payment of which they will have chosen. You will also find that it might be fraudulent cases. You will also find that some of these people that are not coming forward to swap their cards are people that have not come forward to SASSA to say, I have been receiving the social grant, I now find employment, so please terminate the grant.
Thank you very much. Well, that was Northern Cape SASSA spokesperson Enoch telling us about the fact that today is the deadline for people to swap their old SASSA cards to the new cards. Otherwise, they won't get their payments come January 2019. But with that, Arabile, it's back to you in the studio.
Reginald Witboy, appreciate your time, but they're out in Kimberley, of course, giving us